What's up guys, Jenny here from TRI247 and today we're in London here at Wahoo HQ to check out the all-new KICKR RUN smart treadmill. We're going to be doing a deep dive into everything that this treadmill has to offer to change the game for indoor running. Before we start running, let's hop off and take a look at some of the features that this treadmill brings to the party. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about with this treadmill is the design. I think it's a really nice looking bit of kit that's going to look excellent in your home setup. You'll notice you've got this open-ended deck design. Now that's really cool if, unlike me, you're a tall runner, you're not going to have to worry about kicking any plastic housing at the front of the treadmill, so you've just got unrestricted running, which is obviously going to be great when you're doing something like intervals or sprints on the treadmill. Now the deck itself is designed to feel like hard-packed trail. This is nice because you get a really good amount of energy return, which is going to stimulate the muscles that you need for running outdoors again. Unlike some treadmills, which can be super cushioned, that might feel nice on your joints when you're running indoors, but it's not going to be stimulating those muscles. So it's really great to have that energy return on here. The other cool thing about this treadmill is that it's got incline, but it's also got decline and it's got lateral tilt. So this treadmill can get up to 15% incline, but you can also drop it down to a -3% decline. So it's really cool for doing hill reps. It actually feels like you're outdoors doing hill reps rather than just doing it on a treadmill. The other cool thing is the lateral tilt. So it's useful if at home you've got uneven floors, it can kind of be leveled out in that way, but also you can put it into terrain mode via the Wahoo app when you're running, which means it's going to ever so slightly just tilt side to side. So you're going to get that stimulation of all the tiny stabilizing muscles in your legs when you're running. Overall, that's just going to make it feel like a really realistic, immersive running experience. Let's talk about the console itself. As you'll see, it's a really super clean console. There's not much to distract you here. You've literally just got your incline and your pace. What's nice about this treadmill is that unlike most treadmills which will tell you your pace in kilometers per hour or miles per hour, which who even knows what even means, it'll actually tell you your pace in minutes per kilometer or minutes per mile. So it's super easy to use when you're running. So part of the reason for that clean console is that this treadmill's been really nicely designed to work super well with connected apps. So you've got this space here for your laptop or your tablet. You can use it with Zwift, Wahoo, or other connected apps. In terms of actually using the treadmill itself, it's super easy to set up. You've just got these two paddles here. This side is going to control your incline and this side is going to control what pace you're running. What's really cool about this treadmill is that it's got a run-free mode. So you get it up to a certain pace, which is about 11.5 to 12 minutes per kilometer. Then you can hit this button here, which is run-free mode. What that does is it's got an optical sensor at the front. So the closer you are to the sensor, the faster the treadmill's going to go. If you back off, if you drop your pace, then the treadmill's also going to slow down. So it's kind of like when you run outside, it's up to you to set the pace. The treadmill's not going to do the hard work for you. And in terms of doing workouts, this treadmill can actually go up to 4 minutes per mile or 2:29 per kilometer. So I think most of us mere mortals are going to struggle to get up to those speeds. So you can rest assured that you can do your fastest workouts and this treadmill is going to be able to cope with it, which is always good to know. So when you're doing those hard workouts and you're working up a sweat, the good news is that this treadmill can connect up to things like the Wahoo KICKR Headwind Smart Fan. So the faster you're going, the faster the fan's going to run to keep you nice and cool. Also connects up with things like your Wahoo heart rate monitor and any other bits of kit that Wahoo bring out. So you can create this really nice connected ecosystem of your home training setup. You might know Wahoo for the existing lineup of KICKR Smart Trainers. They definitely changed the game when it came to indoor cycling. So we heard from some of the experts to find out why they wanted to get into indoor running and also how this treadmill came to life in the first place.
Hi, I'm Gareth Joyce. I'm the CEO at Wahoo Fitness. Been with the company a little under a year now and have been an athlete my entire life. I've been cycling since I was 11, running since I was about 15, and neither of them particularly well, but I do love them.
I love that. So when Wahoo launched the KICKR Turbo Trainer, obviously it kind of changed the game for indoor cycling. I'd be interested to know what inspired Wahoo to expand into the world of indoor running to develop the KICKR RUN treadmill.
First of all, we're all Wahooligans, and so as athletes, we kind of understand the athlete mindset. And the KICKR was really designed to take what was a pretty lousy experience, riding indoors, and turn it into something that was equally as engaging as an outdoor ride. So it felt the same. It made you feel like you're engaged in the ride. It gave you rewarding results, and it allowed you to translate indoor training to the outdoor environment where your effort in your training translated to outdoor results. And so, yeah, that's something that was deep in our DNA. It was just to take what was a really lousy experience and turn it into one that was engaging and made you want to do more of it. And that way it kind of facilitated a training protocol for someone that whether you're training indoors or outdoors, you could hit your goals. So when you think about that as a sort of mindset in our culture and how we think about the work we do and the products we build, it was fairly logical to think that we would probably want to try and do this for some other products, and when you consider how large an audience there is globally for running products, treadmills have been around a long time, and frankly speaking, they're awful products in many cases. So it was kind of the same problem. We looked at it and we went, well, how do we make this a better product where instead of having to train on a treadmill because it's your only option and you've just got to get the workout done, it's something where the experience is so good that you'll actually want to train on it, and you almost you led to this point of like, well, should I train indoors or outdoors? Because the experience is so good that you've got two good choices. So we managed to do that with cycling, and we wanted to translate that into running as well, because we think that our target audience and the customers that we have today and future customers deserve that. But particularly triathletes, you got to put a lot of time into your training, and to find the daylight hours to do that is really, really difficult, particularly if you're in certain climates where they've got shorter days, particularly with seasonal variation of length of day. So you really have to do the training, you have to do some of it indoors. And for us, it was like, well, let's try and make it as great an experience as we can.
Absolutely. So in terms of that journey of kind of reimagining the treadmill, because you talked about the fact that the products out there weren't great, talk me through what the product development process has been like and sort of what went into creating the KICKR RUN. I'd be interested to know if there were any kind of unique or unexpected challenges that you guys came up against in that process.
What we try to do is, if you look at a list of all the things that people don't like about running on a treadmill indoors, and we said, how do we attack each one of those and either eliminate them or turn them into a positive experience? And that was the sort of beginning of the innovation process. And one of the things that we sort of homed in on is the idea that when you run on a treadmill indoors, it's not really simulating the outdoor running experience. And so we started to develop technology that said, how do we kind of create a more free experience for running? And thus, we landed on the technology you see branded on the product called Run Free. Right? Run Free mode allows you to essentially get into a running rhythm and then just run like you do outdoors. You don't need to touch the pedals. You don't need to control anything. The device will respond to you. So what does that mean? Well, practically, if you imagine that if you are running with a Zwift route in front of you, and our product integrates well with Zwift, and if you're running on a flat road, you found your rhythm, and you now hit an incline. The software controls the trainer. It will tilt, as you would expect. And when that happens, your body naturally starts to slide backwards a little bit because of just the laws of gravity. And our technology senses that movement in your body and will automatically respond to that by slowing the treadmill down, which would simulate what you would experience if you hit an incline on an outdoor terrain. As you start to go up a hill, you slow down. The technology does the same thing. It simulates that. Equally, if you've now run up that hill and you pass the crest and you start to go downhill, the treadmill will respond. It will tilt as if you're on a decline. And similarly, your body will actually move forward on the treadmill. Again, just gravity. And you'll speed up. And so the treadmill will speed up. And it's really, really fantastic experience. And so by doing that, we think about it more as a running simulator than as a treadmill, because it's simulating your outdoor running experience. So that's just one of the great features. The other one, we have technology in the device that allows it to do very minor adjustments left and right on the treadmill, which simulates the natural terrain that we typically run on. I mean, when you run on a surface outdoors, it's never perfectly flat. And so your muscles are used to those minor sort of micro adjustments as you're moving on an imperfect terrain. And so we've created technology that creates that slight movement in the treadmill to simulate, again, that outdoor experience, which is going to be easier on your body. And then third, it's a treadmill that's capable of fairly high speeds. It can allow an athlete to train at up to 4 minutes a mile. That's a fairly elite pace. And so if you're looking to do structured workouts, as we offer through our Wahoo app and our training programs, so if you're looking to complement endurance training with high intensity interval training, etc., it's absolutely purpose-built to be able to do that.
Fantastic. And so all those features, they're fairly ambitious undertakings to achieve. How easy was it to get that? When your sort of product development team were like, okay, this is what we're going to try and do, was it straightforward, or did you kind of have to go through multiple iterations to get there?
It's never easy. If you want to build a good product, you've got to be prepared to try things and fail at things and then redesign them. And slowly but surely you meet your design standards and principles. So if you design with compromise, then it is easier. But if you have a particular purpose in mind, and we knew what we wanted to do here, we wanted to build something where somebody will get off it after they've run on it and go, that is a great product. Then you've got to be prepared to fail as you're designing and make mistakes and learn and iterate and then ultimately get to your design intent. So it's not easy is the short answer.
Good things never are. Do you think it could be something that actually converts those die-hard outdoor runners into actually enjoying running indoors?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a case in point. I use my bike trainers indoors. I ride outdoors. I love them both. It's a tough choice for me on certain days. Running, I'm an outdoor runner. And until we built this product, I just really wasn't willing to train indoors because I did not like the experience. Now, it's a great experience. I love running on our KICKR RUN. And so I think there is definitely going to be a customer base that's going to see that, it's going to resonate with them, and they're going to recognize that this is, as I say, it's more of a running simulation experience, and will bring them into an ecosystem where they're willing to train indoors to complement their outdoor training goals.
So that's the basics about the Wahoo KICKR RUN smart treadmill. Now the thing that excites me most about this treadmill is that run-free mode. I think it's going to be really cool to get to grips with that, to see how it feels to have that immersive, realistic running experience. So let's stop talking and start running.
1, 2, 3, come on!
So I just finished up my first run on the Wahoo KICKR RUN smart treadmill. I have to say it's a little bit of a learning curve when you first jump on, but it took about 30 seconds, a minute to get the hang of it. Run-free mode is super fun. It just feels really natural. You can go forward to go faster, you can slow down really quickly, which I really enjoyed. I've also been using it with Zwift, so the kind of intuitive picking up the incline grade was really fun. The other thing that's really good for a home setup is that this treadmill is super quiet. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but I'm walking on it and all I can hear is my footsteps really, which compared to my treadmill at home, which is super noisy, I think is going to be really cool for running on this. If you want to find out more, then there'll be a link in the description box.